Skis. Okay. What's up, Psych fam, and welcome back to Cooked. Basically, think of it as hot ones instead of fucking increasing in the spicy shit. I'm gonna just re-roll that because like that had way too many swears. Okay. What's up, Psych fam? My name is Abel, and this is NPR Hustle. And today we are joined by Fly High Uzi, very special guest. Um,
Appreciate you for having me.
yeah, and thank you for coming on. Do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Just undeniablesound.us, right? The brand is US Undeniable Sound, so it's us.us.
Hey, cool. That's awesome. Definitely everyone go and check that out. So for those of you who are new to the program, cooked is basically like hot ones. Instead of increasing in tiers of spiciness, we increase in tiers of THC.
Facts.
With tier one being like usually around 15%, and then we go up all the way to like 30%. So stuff's gonna get kind of crazy. So for today, we'll start off with some spicier level questions. So these questions go up in terms of like existentialist type shit, like on the deepness level of it. But we're doing a speed round today. So my first question for you is, what is the weirdest dream you have ever had?
No lie, it was a back to back week. I had a dream that one of my good friends was hanging with me and a car pulled up and then the guy hopped out and shot him. And then that same week we got into a situation and something similar to that occurred. And then I literally thought I was just having the same dream again, where, it kind of happened similar, and the following week, exactly what happened in my second dream happened again. So it was just like a weird way of like seeing that shit, and I always remembered that of when I had that dream, and like it was like right when I literally had a dream about getting shot, my friend getting shot, and then me getting shot, and both of those things happened.
Oh
Damn.
damn!
You know?
So you've been shot before?
Yeah, I got shot 2008.
Where and what part of your body?
It went in my hip, bounced off my knee, bounced off at the inside of my pelvis, and got stuck on my side of my hip.
Oh damn!
Shit. Yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I'm just trying to think, like, because I know people too who've had dreams that, like, it will predict some future stuff. And something crazy about dreams is the same chemical that's released when you die, DMT, is released when you dream.
Facts.
And there's some people who have theories that dreaming hypothetically can be putting you in different realities or different times that are going to occur. So, like, honestly, like,
Have you ever had like any other dreams that shit happened? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Like, honestly, it's not even just the dream thing. It's like I just see things like a lot. Maybe even like daydreaming. You know what I mean? And it's like a that's
it's like
so
your third
Raven
eye.
moment. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I really just be calling a lot of things. And it happens a lot where I'm like people in this room could attest. Where I might say, "Yo, this dude need to switch how he's saying his intros on his brand," and then the next session he just catches himself and switches it, and then the person that I said it to is in that room, and they'll look at me like, "Bro, did you talk to him about it?" And I'm like, "No, I never talked to him. It just I felt like that's what he needed to do, and apparently the universe told him to."
Word.
And just things like that. I've been in sessions where I'm like, I think people need to start doing this on these type of records, and the next artist that we have come in and do exactly that. And my engineer look at me like, "Bro, how'd you know that was gonna happen?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just be feeling this way. I'm just voicing my opinion in a sense, or something that I kind of envision, and it tends to like just happen right away type shit."
do you think that's,
I can see the letter.
oh yeah,
My bad. Here.
being
No,
able
you
to tell the future or manifesting, like, reality?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's both. You know what I mean? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's coincidence. I mean, but
It sounds like a type of like clairvoyance, like you're able to
Yeah.
see something before it happens. Like that's an
Mhm.
actual like ability some people have.
okay.
Yeah, facts. Shit crazy. That sounds crazy.
Well, maybe I'm that, man. I can't wait till I had that dream where I'm rolling in dough.
Yeah, facts.
Because I'm like, tomorrow gonna be a good day.
It's,
I have a question. What inspired you to start music? To like start take it seriously and stuff.
Well, I mean, I can't really say like what inspired me. You know, been doing music for a long time, right, since I was a kid. But I mean, taking it seriously was just more the constant reminder from like my peers and then strangers and then just anywhere that I go and anytime I showcase music, because I was all about pulling up and performing somewhere and doing some performance, but I didn't really care to like structure it or shop it to anybody or push myself as an artist. Like it was just more like, yeah, I just go there and perform, you know what I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
But I always would get this immense feedback, like super passionate feedback from people, where it wouldn't feel like when I'm watching somebody else come off stage and you see somebody go to them and they're like, yo, good shit. I mean, like it would always be different. They're like, yo, man, like something about you, and I'd be like, damn, chill, you coming on to me. But it wouldn't be that, it would really be like they just really genuinely thought what I was doing was different, and I started like gaining that confidence. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm a good rapper. Yeah, I'm a great rapper. Nah, I'm the best rapper. You know what I mean? And it wasn't me telling myself that. It was everybody else constantly telling me. I didn't had. Am I passing that way? Y'all taking these?
Yeah, they can if they
yeah,
want.
we have like 20 joints in circulation.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Everyone
don't think I
gets
lit it
cooked.
right.
The whole cast.
The whole room's like smoky. I can't.
I don't think I lit it right. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So where do you want your like music to be in like 10 years? Like your career.
You know, I want my original goal in life, you know what I mean, was like I knew that I made it if I had like Beyonce or Rihanna singing one of my records, right? Like it wasn't like, oh, I want to be in the limelight or I got to be that dude.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be charting. I want to be in the Billboard's top 10. I'm on 6 records and I only rapped on 1. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's my real goal. You know what I mean? It's like where I produced these records or wrote these records. I'm engineering
helped
this
create
record.
this shit.
I created
Facts.
6 records on the Billboard top, you know what I mean, top 100.
Facts.
And I'm in the top 10 and I'm only actually singing on 1 record. You know what I mean? Like that's like the dream, you know what I mean? Like the American dream.
It's like
Shout to
everyone's
him, 'cause
bumping
he
your shit.
almost
They
did
don't
that.
even know you helped make this shit.
Exactly.
Literally, it should be lit.
You know, it was like Neo and the Dream, man.
Facts.
Neo and the American Dream. Those
Word.
are just like 2 super inspiring people like that I seen as career wise. You know, I never just looked at people for just their one part of their body of work. It was like what's everything that they did. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Break that shit down.
Facts. I feel like more artists should be more like versatile, like make beats, mix their own stuff, do all that. Cause like you have to be the most valuable person in the room if you really want to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be like the same like everyone else.
Facts. Yeah, I mean that's what, we had to learn. I feel like what really pushed me to do all that was just kind of getting bad work constantly. You know, like get a video done and I'm like I have a vision for it and I want it to go this way or that way.
And they just can't get it done right.
And they can't get it done,
No, facts. That's
And then it
facts.
was like, what if I just try to do it myself? You know what I mean? And
Literally.
it ended up working, and now, I'm filming, at least like 3 videos a week or so. I filmed a video yesterday.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. But I was gonna say real quick, what strain are we smoking?
Oh,
Right now.
for the first strain, it's
Yeah.
it's Purple Kush.
Purple Kush. Okay.
The second strain, it's what's the fuck is it called? Apples and bananas.
Apples and bananas. Purple Kush and apples and bananas sponsor us. Hey,
Whoever grows that,
whoever grows it,
Cali.
yeah. But anyways, jump into the next thing. What I was gonna ask you is, who are the top 5 rappers who have been most influential to you?
The top 5 most influential rappers to me, I would probably say Kanye West, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, right? Big L, And even though, times have changed, I cannot take it away from him as being one of the most influential people that I've watched. Eminem.
I feel like people
have to
don't
give
give
it to
enough
Eminem.
props to Eminem.
Eminem definitely did a lot. Like, granted, I just felt like he got to a point where he kind of started disrespecting the culture. In the sense where he started mocking hip hop a little too much. And yeah, he'll come back and he'll drop a dope record or something like that. That I'll be like, I appreciate that part of him, but it wasn't necessarily the jokes or how extreme he'll take the jokes. It was how he put it together that we liked. It was like we didn't care what you said as long as it was put together in a dope way. But now you're talking
Yeah,
about
word.
once he had a gerbil in his butt through
Yeah,
it too.
it's just like, what?
I just
It's
tapped
just like,
out.
what are you talking
I
about, bro?
tapped out, and then it was really hard to lure me back in as a real fan. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, it's funny, it's cool, but
It's
it
just
was
like
like
his
it
subject
wasn't
matter
it.
wasn't really anything. It wasn't really
Can I
anything
get
like
that ashtray?
his whole subject matter was just like shit that didn't really make sense.
It
Thank
was
you
a
so
lot
much.
of like trying to what's it called? Shock people.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like that was
exactly.
a
It
big
was like
part
more
of
like
it,
shock
yeah.
value stuff.
Yeah,
It
and,
wasn't
and
like
if you hear my list, that's the type of artist that I personally liked. You know what I mean? Kanye West, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes. I mean, like all these people were the shock factor. You mean? But aside from that, it was more like the careers that they had. You know what I mean? They're like in a bunch of movies.
It was way
They
bigger
did
than
other
just
things.
music.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Name a Busta Rhymes or Ludacris song that was mainstream that didn't go gold at the very least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Them dudes never missed. They never missed in their careers, and they had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Just look at their videos. Wouldn't have fun doing that same video if it was for you, whatever you was doing. You just promoting birthday parties, like, yeah, get back, like that. We talking about, like, you could have did that video, just been promoting birthday parties, and people would have loved it. You know what I mean? But it was just he had fun. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what it was. Like I as a kid, I'm like, I don't want to make music feel like a job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I want to express myself, still have a good time, have fun. And if I got to get serious and tell you something deep, I can do that too. But, I really looked at the people that enjoyed themselves, and that's why Eminem was on that list. But then he took it, Big gone too far. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
word.
Like, he took it a little too far. And then,
what's your favorite Eminem album? If you ever listened to the album.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could have called it. It'd be between the first three, man. That's
First
it.
three?
Yeah, that's it. I was big. I was heavy on it. You know what I mean?
Have you listened to Recovery?
Yeah.
I fuck with that one a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like that one's like one of his like more like serious ones. It wasn't like
Yeah.
joke shit. You know what
I
I'm saying?
I liked what's it called? I don't even remember because I'm too high, but the one with Till Like Collapse.
The what? Oh, Relapse.
No, with Till Like Collapse and like Square Dancing.
Oh,
and,
I'm not
like,
sure.
Yeah, I don't know which one. that
What's your
was.
favorite album of all time?
My favorite album of all time is probably Diplomatic Immunity 2. The Deluxe. Double disc.
Who's that by?
Dipset.
Oh, Dipset. All right.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
I'm not tapped in yet.
It was just really like probably the most influential time of my life.
All
You
right.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and like, from style to like, obviously like I watched all these other artists and none of them made my top list, but it was just that whole entire wave of the Dipset era. Like, I literally embodied that when I was a little kid. Like I got swept in that. Like I was part of Dipset. You know what I mean? Like,
Word.
I felt like that. I knew all their real names. You know what I mean? LeBron James. That's Joel Santana's real name is LeBron James without the B, y'all. I don't know. Y'all can Google it, so it ain't like I'm exposing them or nothing. You know
That's
what I mean?
fucking hilarious.
And Jim Jones' name is Agramella.
What the fuck?
Go look it up.
Argamella.
Exactly.
That's fucking funny.
You know what I mean? But I loved it. You know what I mean? So Diplomatic Immunity. Kanye West had a lot of production on that too. And he had a feature on that as well. So, it was I paid attention. It was I loved the essence of it. They wasn't rapping like everybody else. There was waves of people, right? Where you got the West Coast and everybody in the West Coast was similar. There was a few standout artists. Same thing with down south. You know what I mean? I feel like Dipset came through and they literally had their own sound all the way. You know what I mean? Like they was like, hey, we're just from kind of one borough, but not really. You know what I mean? And we're just hitting you with sauce. You know, wasn't always the best rappers, Goofy, Dewey, Louie, but you know, it was. You know, again, I cared about like the music being fun. I was definitely a lyricist, but that music still had to have a vibe to it.
Facts. I feel you on that.
Right. So, I was thinking we could jump to tier 2.
Tier 2, yeah, if you want. Is the first joint done? It's almost done.
Yeah. It's because it's almost
Come
done.
on in, yeah. It's my
Yes, sir.
other business partner right here. You know,
What's up?
CEO realness.
Yeah.
So do you agree with like what Kanye's doing with his career so far? Like how it's going? Like do you think it's like going in a good direction or like a bad direction?
I mean, he's worth like $7 billion. I don't know.
No, but do you agree how like he like airs out his like family stuff on like Twitter and stuff like that?
Hey man, have you ever got mad at your brother or your sister?
Yeah, word.
You ever threw them under the bus?
Yeah.
Fucking why you mad at Kanye for being a human? You know what I mean?
No,
Like
facts,
everybody's famous and they're under this big spotlight. But at the end of the day, it's like we're still human beings. You know what I mean, and it's like, yeah, he got to tread water because he holds this type of weight. But like, nah, that man is mad. He's mad. He don't know how to handle it. He went on the internet and said, "Fuck my BMs." You know what I mean, how many motherfuckers be on the internet saying "fuck my BMs"? I hate that shit. Let me see my kid.
Facts,
All type of it. Nobody's making headlines doing that. You know what I mean, but
it's just because he's Kanye.
yeah, it's just because he's Kanye, married to a Kardashian, or was, but that's all it is. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't say that. But I don't really have anything to do with his career. That's his personal life. I mean, his career is flourishing. This nigga's fucking a mogul.
Word.
And his career, when we're talking about his career, he's a mogul. You know what I mean? His personal life, he's dealing with some shit, right? And we all. He got some shit going on right now.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Free Kanye mentally. You know what I mean? But it's just,
facts. Do you like how he was with Trump? Do you agree with that or no?
I mean, yeah, everybody do what they do. Like, it is what it is. Right now, everybody's done said at least one time since Joe Biden been in office, like, damn, probably Trump wasn't that bad. For a quick second. Every human, even the motherfuckers that still like Joe Biden,
they don't want to admit it.
They're like, damn, maybe, no, I was right. But they had that thought in their brain, right? You second guess yourself for a second, like, hold on. 2 months in, we was like, hold on, did we fuck up? but nah, shit was straight, but it is what it is, Trump's out of here. It is, Kanye's not. Kanye's still doing them things.
No, fact. I would have voted for Kanye.
Yeah, I would have voted for Kanye too. Yo, come on, let's
like,
push
what?
that. Let's just start his campaign right now.
Literally.
When's the next election?
It's
2028 or something?
2024.
Kanye 2024, y'all.
Please.
Kanye 2024. Yay 2024. Yo, y'all voting for Kanye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Kanye. Kanye, you vote for Kanye 2024? That's Kanye, by the way, because he's basically Kanye, but a younger version. His name's Kai.
Fact.
And that's Kanye.
That's what.
But, yeah, man.
Like, we can do tier 2.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yo, Lenny, could you pass me the water real quick? But, so the first question for tier 2 is, what is the most supernatural event that has occurred to you? Or happened to you?
Most supernatural event that has occurred to me. Oh, no. I mean, I don't know. I can't even think of nothing, little shit that you might have thought, like, oh, shit, the broom stayed standing. And then years later, you find out that wasn't a thing. Like, oh, the broom's just standing. Like, oh, shit, I thought it was a ghost. You know what I mean? So, thought it was a ghost when I was 7. But realistically, I don't know. I couldn't really say anything supernatural. You see a bunch of things, and, if I see it, that shit's real. It's natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
Stemming off that
Up
question.
to doing a paranormal investigation?
Yeah, I don't care. Let's find them ghosts. I'll be in there like Luigi.
Do you believe in
In the
ghosts?
mansion.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Woo-hoo.
Do you believe in them?
Yeah, I feel like ghosts are real. You know what I mean? I don't. I'd like study. Like I've studied all types of religions and all types of things, but the thing that interests me the most was obviously like the Anunnaki and just like the
Okay.
Sumerians
Yeah,
and how
word.
life started that way. You know what I mean? So I'm always like I'm not always I'm always like open to trying to understand things, and I don't think anything's fake. You know what I mean? I don't think anything's fake until we prove it's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No, the Anunnaki shit is crazy.
Have you ever do you only do do you only do weed, or have you ever tried mushrooms?
I mean,
or
I've ate
psychedelics?
shrooms one time. I took half of ecstasy, and when I got shot, I took perks.
Word.
But they prescribed them to me.
Yeah, facts.
So it wasn't my choice.
No, yeah.
So what was your experience like on mushrooms?
That was alright. I was like smoking a blunt for the first time. I was just
Yeah,
giggly.
fact.
You know what I mean? That was it. I had a great time. Everybody else be talking about some crazy shit. I'm like, nah, man. I took some shrooms and had the time of my life.
Word.
No, it's,
We went to El Punto. You know what I mean? If y'all know where El Punto is out here, it's just crazy out there. Niggas is dirt bikes and cars and races and motherfucking. Everything's going on out there. They probably bring a stripper pole next time. Got chicks stripping in the field. You know what I mean? It's just crazy out there in El Punto. But, I had a good time on shrooms, I'll tell you that much. I was eating them shits like potato chips. They was like little French fries, you know what I mean?
Word.
Like it was
That's
the
so
little
sick.
fried skinny ones.
Our
like
last
that.
podcast, we had shroom tea,
oh yeah,
like
yeah.
during the podcast, so it was lit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
crazy.
We were like tripping while like.
Word. Shout out my nigga Ace God. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He was on some
facts.
shoes
Yeah.
that night that you guys actually seen me
Facts.
performing.
Facts. When's the next time you're performing at
At an
that place?
event?
Yeah.
Right after this podcast.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Yeah, in Everett. Actually, at Aeronaut. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to technically start now, but I'll get there fashionably late. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like the rapper aesthetic. You gotta pull up late.
Also, just for timing, should we stop at 7:20 or 7:30?
7:30 is cool.
7:30.
We're in
Instead
that.
of. Sorry,
Can't see the
yeah.
right one.
So have you ever been nervous before you performed?
Not yet. So one time I did a spoken word event, and it was like 12, 13 people in the room. And when you walk into the place, it's at the Walnut Street Cafe in Lynn. They used to give out like a little booklet and say, tell me something about yourself. You tell them something, and they'll give you like a subject matter and say write a poem about that. And then everybody was set up, and by the time like 20 minutes passed, they'll let everyone start going up there. You can continue to write your poem, and if you want to say that poem when you go up there, you can. But I was nervous to do it because it was my first time doing spoken word, and it was very intimate. You know what I mean? So like it feels different. Like in a moment like this, it's only us right here. Like everybody can hear what I'm saying. If I say some stupid shit, everyone's gonna hear what I said, or everyone's gonna see it. If you're in a room of 3,000 people, 200 people might have looked away at the moment you fell. Oh, did you see him fall? Damn, I didn't even see him fall.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
word.
Like, but right now it's like you fall, nigga.
All
Everybody's
the
like,
eyes
damn,
on you.
nigga, this nigga's clumsy. You know what I mean? Like shit.
Word, this is the facts of.
So yeah, it was just nervousness of the intimacy. But after that, it's a good experience. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
facts. Just break out your shell and
Yeah.
shit. You gotta like force yourself to be in uncomfortable situations sometimes. Cap.
Mhm.
It just helps.
That's growth.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah. But I was gonna say for the next thing,
The questions.
yeah, would you be immortal if you could?
Who's this go to?
Back this way,
yeah,
back
we can
this
just.
If I could be immortal, I mean the hardest part about it is obviously watching your children and your family go on in life, right? Obviously you'll have more children, but the rest of the family don't really get replaced. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and obviously you're gonna love your kids, but I feel like if that was something that was gifted to me in life, I would I wouldn't even like really do music or anything. Like I would literally just be like an activist. I would be just trying to change the world all day, every day. Like if I knew I couldn't die, I would not give a fuck about a single thing that's frivolous at all.
Facts.
I wouldn't be trying to push brands. I wouldn't be doing that. I would be Mahatma Gandhi. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like that's me. You know what I mean? Like I would be Deepak Chopra out this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like. But it was just, you know, that's what you would have to do with your immortality. Like, some people are going to use that shit in a negative way, but I think I would, you know what I mean, that's what I would do. You know, either that or you have to become some type of mogul, you know what I mean, boss up and use money to influence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, if you can't just influence the people by showing them that you're immortal, you'd have to influence the people by just outliving everybody and saving every dollar and becoming rich.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'll be rich in 100 years, but y'all all will be dead. And, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you, do you think it's possible to affect change without money?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely possible to affect change without money because you have something like music,
Yeah.
right?
Facts.
That it's
Oh,
like,
true. That's facts.
there's, you know, there's so many songs that you would have never, like think about if Tupac never dropped Dear Mama. Not that many people would have like sat there and thought about how they treated, you know, a woman, or if like certain records actually sparked like a thought in your brain to just make you even just second guess your actions. You know what I mean, or just, you know, or just pick your day back up, or like, you know what I mean, or just get some motivation, whatever it was. Like everybody uses music for something, right? So it's like, you know, music is that influential that if you had the right type of music, you can move crowds, you know what I mean? And it's just really, you know, the words, obviously the music production, everything together, but more in the lines of like the words that people say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it works the same. That's how you have motivational speakers. That's why you have, you know, preachers and, you know, pastors. That's how somebody can orchestrate a 1,000,000-man march.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And being something, you know, being working in a church and, you know, being all this, like, you know, so it's at the end of the day, like, like there's a lot of things that are a lot more powerful than money,
Yeah.
but you know it's just about having that right thing, you know what I mean, because it's gonna be hard to showcase that, you know what I mean, like
Yeah, that's big facts. Cause like thinking about it, I think the main mode of like change is language, and just communication.
Facts.
And so like, that's how people like also like are able to grow within like build things is like through like networking and all that kind of stuff. So it is way more important.
I feel like that's
That
why
money.
they don't want an artist like Tupac in this generation.
Yeah.
Though. It's like they will never give that dude like a time to shine because they want people just to stay like stupid. They just want people to not think about shit.
Also, hella division.
yeah. I mean, look at your Christian rapper, you know what I mean? Chance the Rapper, he's the most positive rapper you could think of, but he still got songs like "You Don't Want No Problems with Me," right? And
Yeah,
he's
facts.
actually in the song just talking about fucking niggas up and being, you know what I mean, and being a street dude. So it's like at the end of the day, or just I could have my dreadhead dudes in the lobby, you know what I mean? Like he can call some killers right now to come kill you. You know what I
Facts.
mean? But praise the Lord.
Or
But hallelujah. You know what I mean? And it's like, I like Chance the Rapper, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's still like, that's how life is. You know, you have to kind of feed into that negative stigma. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't
what's
take
lit.
the next step. Like,
That's what's the lit
Yeah.
thing. That's sadly.
That's why I think like money can complement language, because you have more. If you have more like capabilities to produce, then you don't have to filter what you're saying. If that makes sense. So it's like scaling up to a point where you can have full freedom over your art.
No, that is true. I
Yeah.
agree. That's facts though.
yeah, but sometimes you gotta be strategic.
Yeah,
You know
literally.
what I mean? It's all about strategy. Like, I always use this example when I talk about this shit is like J. Cole and YG 400, right? Like, you know, one of them is more of like a conscious rapper. One of them is, you know, straight gangster rapper, right? You know, they're on different sides of the other world, I mean, or the nation, at least in America. I mean, and they do different type of music. But what was their first song that they really got them popping, right? It was, you know, J. Cole's first song was "She Got a Hood Thing to Know If I'ma See You Again." Wah, 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 right?
Yeah.
That was the first one that got him his foot in the door all the way.
Mhm.
Cause who that? Nobody even knew who that was until that song came out. You know, until that the Hood Thing song. And then what was YG's first song? Y'all know? Toot it and booty, girl, toot it and booty. You know what I mean? Toot it and booty. You know what I mean? And then he was like, but by the way, let me show you this shit I'm really on is this gangster shit. I just had to get y'all to listen to me. And
That's
J.
what a lot
Cole's
of
like,
people do.
the thing I'm really on is conscious, but I just had to get y'all to listen to me.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
facts,
So,
facts.
It's like we talked about this before, like South Park type shit. Like they'll just be like fucking around, but then there's like real shit.
Yeah, literally,
Like,
it's like an
great.
underlying message in
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
episode.
yeah. But I'm big on that. That's why like Dave Chappelle's my favorite comedian.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I'm big on that type of humor. Like I'm the dude that likes all the disrespectful jokes.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's
Like,
funny as hell.
I really fuck with Dave Chappelle.
Facts. He just keeps it too real.
People
Yeah.
misinterpret his shit too, like
No,
on
but literally.
purpose.
No,
On
facts,
purpose, because
facts.
he'll be like trying to be in support of whatever he's saying,
Yo,
but
literally.
through being funny.
No,
And then
that's
they're
like
like,
the South
yeah,
Park shit.
yeah.
It's like what? It's like people are just butthurt, bro. I don't
Facts.
know. I feel like the world just got so much more like censored. It's just like
Yeah.
you can't be like as crazy as you really want to be
Also, humor
without getting canceled.
creates like unity. Honestly, if people can like joke around and shit.
Yeah,
So
facts.
like the removal of humor makes people more segmented and like divided.
Makes
so
them
maybe
scared.
yeah, because like you could a really awful situation, you can be like, oh, like at least for me, when something bad happens, I'll just be like try and think about it in a funny way, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
like the removal of not being allowed to be like, oh, that shit was funny. Like, it's like like annoying, I guess. Sorry, I'm wicked eye. But anyways, moving on to let's hit it with the one of the biggest questions, because we're about to head to the final minutes. So, is there life after death, and if so, what do you think it is?
I want to say yes, right? Like
Yeah.
we all want to say yes. Everybody
Mhm.
wants to say yes and say that there's a place, you know, where all our loved ones are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it could just be the lights is off. I don't know. I'm just like my brain doesn't allow me to genuinely believe in Santa Claus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I think about life after death, it's like it could be. It's a hope that we all
Yeah.
have, right? We are, and everybody doesn't want to feel like it's just over, right? Like what I
Yeah.
mean, like when you die, it's just over. Nobody wants to feel like that, so you keep that thought of maybe there is, you know what I mean, and maybe
Yeah.
there is, and if there was, obviously it's gonna be the everything that you can imagine, and
Yeah.
just living the lifestyle
Yeah.
that you always wanted,
Yeah.
and you're spending time with your loved ones that are there with you, X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean, but. At the end of the day, it's still a maybe, and it's like, it's something that it's just hope, man. Everybody just want to have hope. That's what life after death is. It's just
Yeah.
having hope for something, not feeling like you died for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and life after death is really just making a statement now,
Yeah.
right? Making a statement now, making your name known now, like letting
Yeah,
people know
facts.
who you are and leaving a legacy right now.
Yeah.
That's life after death.
Facts.
You feel me?
No, because like that's literally what I think, but it's like in a way more like it's kind of like weird. So, you know how like people when they die, that DMT particle or whatever's released, and when people sleep, that DMT particle is released, and DMT makes you essentially, like at least from what I've heard, like if you take enough, you blast off out of your body, and time and that place works differently. Like some people say
Facts.
it's like infinite time. Some people
You
say
feel
it's
like
limited
you
time.
like you could be in there. You feel like you're in there for like hours or something,
Yeah.
but it's like 20, 15 minutes or some shit.
So what I'm thinking is, when we die, we might go into an endless dream.
Yeah, well, it could be like your brain like
Yeah.
creating. I don't know. That's just crazy though.
But that's just
Well, what if now's
that's
the
just
dream?
a weed theory. That's just
Now
a
it could be
weed
the
theory.
dream, and then when we die, it's
Yeah.
like we're actually waking up.
Yeah. So for me, it's like no matter what happens during death, all that matters is now. Because like it would be
Facts, though.
that shit after is just not. It's not the real thing. If that makes sense. So I mean, I guess in a sense it also is real. It's just this is what I want to be in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah. So let's see how much we have. Okay, so I wanna just make sure to do the outro real quick. So I want to say it was great having you on, and this was lit. And do you have any socials you want to plug?
Yeah, if you just go to undeniablesound.us, just go to my website, undeniablesound.us. Every link is there. All the socials are right on the page that'll bring you to the Undeniable Sound page. That also has my personal page. If you go to artists, it will bring you to all the artists that are part of the page. And if you go to lifestyle, it will bring you to all of our sponsors and all the people that we work with as well. So just 1, 2, 3, click a button and it'll bring you to something.
And is there any future events you want to plug? Like
Yeah, we got a lot of events. If you just follow us on our socials, I just sat here recording Talk of the Town Jizzy a second ago, and he mentioned like 10 to 12 events just for this month that we're doing. But the 29th, Central Nightclub in Lawrence, I will be performing for $1 million worth of game, Miss Chic and Gilly the King.
What?
Gilly the
That's
King
so
now,
hard.
because he's not a kid no more. Y'all better get it right.
That's
Gilly the
lit.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
That's what's
so
up.
I'll plug that one in right there, and let's get it going.
Yeah, that's
Bet.
it. All right. Okay. Thank you for tuning in
Facts.
and stay cooked.
Stay cooked.
All right. Bet.